We're stress researchers at the University of Montreal in Canada, and we're in the process of developing a new program for youth. We need you to give us concrete examples from a young person's life. We decided to make this program because we received a lot of messages like this. Stress makes you sick. Anxiety is epidemic of the century. Healthy people aren't stressed. Stress makes you old. Stress is bad. Yeah, but no. High school students tell us that they're particularly stressed by the many challenges of the future. Example, what are they going to do in life, new classes, meeting new people, how the end of their school year will go, their prom, etc. So we created this program to share scientific facts about the human brain and the body's stress response to inform teens. Everyone knows it. It is not easy being a teen. And sometimes certain unexpected situations occur, like a pandemic. But scientists have discovered that experiencing difficulties and frustrations allows the brain to learn and to grow stronger. In fact, the stress you feel when faced with difficult experiences is a sign that your body and brain are preparing you to face challenges and to learn from them. Young people who know this are better prepared to deal with the demands of high school, university, a job, and life in general. Basically, the goal of our program is to get young people to use the stress they're experiencing rather than to let it overwhelm them. Stress can help them protect themselves, develop new skills, and to help them accomplish what they want in life.
I always worried I was just a bad test taker. Even though my brain knew the material, when I took a test, my heart would race, my palms would sweat, I would start breathing faster, and my stomach would hurt, and then I would get a bad grade. I always thought that was my body telling me stop, give up. So I was very surprised when I learned that those feelings aren't always bad.
People always tell me to relax and not stress about tests or big projects, but I never felt like that was good advice. It's the first time I've ever been told that it's normal to feel stressed when doing something you care about. It's just a sign that your body is telling you that you're motivated to do a good job. I'm glad someone finally took the time to explain that it's a good thing that I'm not taking the easy road.
After the program, I started imagining that my racing heart was just pumping blood to make it easier for my knowledge to slide out of my brain onto the test. It was a small thing, but it felt like it had a big impact and I started getting better grades.
We all have an idea of what it is to be stressed, but people don't always know what stress is for. Stress is the reaction that your body produces to help you react when you're faced with a stressor. A stressor is any situation that your brain interprets as threatening. In a nutshell, stress acts to adapt us to what's going on around us. Scientists who study stress have discovered that there are two types of situations or events that our brains can perceive as threats: absolute stressors and relative stressors. An absolute stressor is an event or situation that endangers life or well-being. It's universal, so everyone has a stress response to this type of stressor. And this is an excellent thing, because that stress response ensures our survival. In fact, we wouldn't even be here today if our ancestors, prehistoric man, hadn't experienced a stress response when faced with huge mammoths. When face to face with a mammoth, they had two possible reactions: fight or flight. In both cases, they needed for first their brain to quickly detect the threat, and two, for their body to mobilize a large amount of energy very quickly to do one of these two actions. Today, it's quite unusual to come across an absolute stressor. However, some examples could include a fire in your house or even the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, but then some people will say, I always feel stressed. Does that mean I'm always constantly afraid for my survival? No, it means that you're experiencing situations that you interpret as threatening or challenging. These kinds of stressors are called relative stressors because they are not life-threatening and they are not necessarily stressful for everyone. For example, it could be a fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend, being isolated from your friends during a pandemic, a test at school, or even a sporting competition. Scientists have discovered that there are common elements to all situations that your brain can interpret as stressful, so there is a universal recipe for stress. You may feel stressed out by a situation if it is novel, when the situation involves something new. If it's unpredictable, or something happens that you didn't necessarily predict happening. If it threatens your ego, where you feel like your skills, abilities, and self-worth are being questioned. And if you feel like you have a low sense of control, or you feel like you have little control over the situation. Even if your life is not threatened, as soon as your brain detects one of these ingredients in a situation, your body will trigger a stress response that will provide you with as much energy as if you were actually hunting a large mammoth. And the more stress ingredients there are in a situation, the more stressed you'll feel. But it's a good thing because you need this stress response on a daily basis to face life's challenges, reach goals that are important to you, and to push yourself. Can you think of a time when you were really stressed, but that you learned from that situation? Remember the thoughts and sensations you were feeling. Feel free to write these answers in your logbook, which is available on our website, and share it with us so that we can improve the program with concrete examples.